Hello. Welcome back to this entrepreneurship module. And today we're going to talk about how to get business idea. Well, here I'm offering you 6 tips to enhance your creativities. Well, it's not something that I think of, but basically I actually done my research. Right, the research is actually credit to the link here. Right. So first, of course, to be creative, you must make sure that you have an open mind. Okay? Look at things openly. Right? To be able to accept critique, to be able to get more new experience, go out, expose yourself to new things, to receive new experience, new ideas. Right? Don't keep your mind closed off. Close up for all other critics or all other suggestions. Have an open mind. So that's the first tips. The second one is involve others. Okay, to be able to diversify your thought means you have to accept more than just different ideas, but also ready to team up with people, right? To work with others, to be able to get some of their ideas and to leverage on others people's knowledge and experiences as well, right? A very good example is when you are having a problem, right? What you can do is don't just try to think of a solution yourself, right? Open up and then involve more people. Tell people about your problems, and who knows, other people who have listened to your problem, they might be able to offer you a solutions, a more creative solutions, right? So involve others. Okay, so get more people to participate in your idea generations, and that is what we're going to do in the second lab, right? So you'll find that in the first lab, you will try to generate your own ideas. After that, we move on to the second tiers where we get more people to listen to your ideas, to let them know about your ideas, and at the same time, you also listen to others people's ideas. And then who knows, you might even have two ideas coming together and merge into a better idea, right? So anyway, more minds is better than just one mind. And then third tips to help you to enhance your creativity is to relax. So when someone is stressed out, usually very difficult to think, right? Especially in exam, right? When you're so stressed out in the exam, okay, sometimes your mind just go bonkers, go blank. You don't know how to answer the questions, right? So what you can do at that situation is relax, okay? Uh, Go to the toilet if you need to, right? In the exam periods, right? Nobody gonna stop you. So go relieve yourself, and who knows, when you're walking to the toilets, when you get up and do a short walk, you realize that sometimes when more blood circulation goes up to your mind, okay, when you are less tense, you might be able to think of a solutions. You might be able to have some of the answer coming back to you, right? So very important, your mental stress, okay, is something that you are concerned of, and you should be concerned of, and that basically will help you to relax, okay? So go to a regular breathing mode, uh, and maybe you might be able to think of a better answers, right? Stress sometimes just make us all tense up, and we just couldn't come up with a solutions, right? So go for a jog, okay? Go for a bath if you need to, right? The number four is also very interesting. Stop looking for just one right answers. Okay, look for many right answers. The same for having a group discussions, right? In a group dynamic where you're trying to come up with some engineering problem, for example, right? So if you are the facilitator, if you're the leader, chairperson in a meeting, okay, don't just stop at the first answers or someone will give you a solution and you stop there, right? So go on and ask the rest any more good suggestion, any more ideas. Okay, so go around the tables, get everyone to participate, look for more right answers. Don't just look, come and stop at the one answers, right? Who knows, the the last answers might be the best solutions. There might be better answers along the way, right? So look for more than just one kind of ideas. Look for many ideas. And like I say, you might be able to harness the ideas of a few, okay, good ideas into one even much better ideas. Many right answers might even give you a better answer than just the first one, right? Tips number 5 is basically you need to discover your creative rhythm. Every one of us has the best time to solve something. Best time in the day could be at the beginning of the day when you wake up, or it could be at the end of the day when you are about to go to sleep, right? So you're going to find the time, your rhythm. Okay, when's the best idea that you can study? When's the best time you can generate ideas, right? For me, I can tell you, right, a lot of times when I met with a problem, when I met with a computer programming bugs, okay, sometimes I just sleep over it. A lot of times, as I sleep over it, as I become more relaxed, sometimes the answers just come to me, okay, in my dreams, right? A few times it occurs to me, right? When I wake up the next morning, then I realize, hey, I know how to fix that bug. Okay, I know how to solve that solutions. I have a better ideas. So you find your rhythm. Okay, it could be like I say earlier, where you relax, or you can go for a jog. Okay, don't get so stressed out trying to work out an answer or solutions. Stop what you're doing, go for a jog, exercise, and or even go for a cleanup. Okay, so or listen to music. Okay, some of you study better when you're listening to music, soothing music. So that could be another rhythm, okay, where you can generate ideas. Okay, listen to some music, right? So the last tips that I can offer is, of course, health is very important. Health make wealth. Okay, have a regular exercise. Go on and exercise. A healthy body, okay, will basically definitely help a lot in your uh, healthy mind, right? Having a right mindset, having a mindset that is restful, right, that is healthy, will definitely go a long way in enhancing your creativities, right? Because if you are sick, imagine if you are sick, you're always concerned about your health. You find that you can't progress. You always worry about your health, that you couldn't think of uh, some serious stuff, right? So very important. 6 tips to help you to enhance your creativity. Stay healthy, stay safe, relax, discover your creative rhythms, have an open mind to receive new critics, and involve more people in your creativity. Ask people about your ideas. Okay, get feedbacks. That will definitely help in terms of generating your business idea. Right? So try it. Right, you can see this cartoon over here, right? So this is a very interesting cartoon where the mom was scolding this boy here, right? Say, oh, what have you been doing all this, chiseling all day long? Huh? Please go do something useful, like helping the other brother to drag this block up the hill, right? But little did she realize that the little boy here, actually have come up with a solutions. So what happening is this mom is not having an open-minded, he's having a closed mind, and she just couldn't thought that the little boy could thought of a good idea, right? So this is something that you can ponder upon. Innovations case can be very easy sometimes, and it can be very profound. So if you look at some of these questions here and some of the biggest business that have happened, right? I'm sure you know some of these answers as we go by. And look at this, largest taxi firms, and they didn't even own any cars, right? What is that business? Uber or Grab, right? It used to be NTUC, City Cab, okay, SBS, buses, right? But then now you realize that the biggest and most profitable taxi companies are actually the Grab or the Uber, and yet you see they are the one who don't own the car fleets, right? They make use of carpools, people who own the cars. So for them, you look at Grab, they don't have to have a very high operating cost in running the company. They don't need to maintain a big car fleet, right? As compared to NTUCs or CityCab, where they need to have technicians, a building to store some of these cars, etc. Whereas over here in Grab or Uber, what they have is a very powerful mobile app that allow people to book cab and taxi easily, right? So think about it, innovation. This is innovation. They don't have the cars, but and yet they are one of the biggest transport or taxi companies, right? Not only them, look at the second one, most popular media company, but then they don't create any content. They don't, sometimes they don't even own any content, but yet they are the most popular video uh, media company, right? Obviously, like YouTube, Facebook. Look at that. Who create those content? It's us, YouTube, right? Who put up the videos? They don't create them. They just facilitate. They just have the platform to allow other people to upload the social media or video into their platform, and they don't even employ some of these people to create those content, right? But of course, people who contribute the benefits from some of this payment, right? Or salary that generated from advertisement. Third, of course, another innovations, right, in business, right? Where what's the largest telephone companies, and they don't even own any telecom infrastructures. I'm sure you can guess it, right? Telegram, WhatsApp, okay, Line, WeChat. Now you got so many of these. Now you can use WhatsApp to call people, isn't it? Right? You don't need you, and you can even do video conferencing with WhatsApp, right? Or Telegram, right? So people are actually using it, right? When you travel overseas, you realize that actually you can also, as long as you have internet access, right? You can even make an overseas call very cheaply. Last time when we went to make an overseas call, it's so expensive if you have to go through the telco company. Nowadays, okay, you can go through WhatsApp, use Line and all this. There's WeChat, they're so much cheaper, right? And they're not around this WhatsApp, Telegram. They don't even own 3G or 4G, right? They don't even own any of those satellite discs. They basically make use of it. And yet they've now have become the most largest telco companies, right? In a way. There are a lot of examples about all these innovations, business innovations, right? Another good example is the most valuable retailers, and they don't carry any stocks of their own. They don't actually manufacture them as per se, right? Basically, you have merchants basically using their online platform. Okay, the Alibaba obviously, right, and Shopee, okay, Carousel, so many of them, and yet they are one of the biggest online shopping mall or retailers, right? They basically have big warehouse to store some of these stocks, Okay, but they don't actually produce them, right? They basically make use of other merchants to basically put their stocks with them, right? And then they basically and earn a commissions for all the transactions they have online or either from advertisements, right? Largest accommodation providers, and yet they don't own any properties. Airbnb, isn't it? I'm sure you can guess all this, right? They are one of those profitable. They don't own hotels. They don't own buildings, right? They don't have to manage the buildings as well, right? They don't own any property, and yet they can actually provide hotel, laundry services, right? Accommodations, and they are one of the biggest supplier for overseas hotel accommodations, right? Using Airbnb. And you can see this is basically innovations where they don't even have a product of their own, but yet they have grown to be such a business uh, entity, right? So this has definitely to be some creativities or innovations in doing business. So with innovation, we can actually grow a lot, right? So you can see over here, this is the oldest shoes, leather shoes that has been found 5,500 years ago, right? Can you imagine few thousand years ago, where were we? We don't even know where we are. But yet, you can see from a simple shoes, right? From a simple foot protection, okay, cloth that somebody has invented, right? Used to be people walk around barefooted. Then someone thought of, hey, why not we protect our feet? Then using this, okay, leather shoes or wrap around your leg. Okay, but yet you see maybe this could be the first invention of shoes. But then, okay, we don't stop there, right? Last time people wear this for every single occasion, whether you're walking, running, okay, or even jumping around, you wear the same kind of leather shoes, right? But with innovations, okay, with innovations, what do you get? You get now you have got this. I'm sure all of you own at least more than one set of shoes, okay, one pair of shoes, right? And every single shoes has its own purposes, right? And we wear some of these shoes with different occasions, right? So this is also a slight tweak, and that's innovations, there's creativity involved, and you can sell it, right? So now we don't just own one pair of shoes, we own it. We have our slippers, moccasin, we have our high heel, right? We have our track shoes, we have our boots, we have our running shoes, all kinds of shoes, right? So this is something that human mean have thought of, right? So same thing for your business idea that you're about to generate, right? You can use the same original concept and do a slight tweak to the design like this, right? A pair of shoes and add a bit of the shoe sole, okay, and make it higher, and then for a short person now become a very tall person. So you can basically compensate somebody's problem that is not very tall, and then they now with this high heel they can basically stand taller, right? So women love this, right, where they can basically wear high heel and they look more elegant, right? And then of course we have also inventions like running shoes, where it's basically assist us to run faster and have a better cushions, okay, to protect our foot. Right, so you can even see there's another design here. And look at these shoes. Right? This shoes is very particular, and it's a almost like a half semicircle shoe sole. Right? It's almost like a rocking shoes. right? So this is also another application of a design that come in to alter the original design of a shoes, right? Instead of a flat sole shoes, now somebody come up with a semicircle, okay, shoe sole. Do you know what is this shoes for? Right? If you go and do a research, okay, these shoes actually is meant for people with back problem, right? It helps to facilitate them to be able to walk better and to be able to improve their backbone, right? So these are just another invention, another innovations that actually been put into the shoes so as to help address some of the problems, okay, of mankind, right? So while you think shoes is that's all, and there could be no other possible design, you'll be surprised, right? So with further information innovations, people are thinking about even things like this. It might look ugly. These are now having a shoes that can even wrap around all your toes. Okay, so it might look a bit weird, but there are people who actually buy. So this again, by tweaking some of this design, you might be able to create new customer, a new business totally up from the norm, right? So people will find a purpose, find a reason for wearing such shoes. So all you need is create a solution for their problem, right? Create a reason for them to buy your new invention. There you have, even more simpler. So maybe next time slippers will be obsolete. Another business ideas that you can think of, right? Disposable slippers, especially for beach wear. So this could actually be one of those beach wear that people can wear, right? So think about it. These are again another new design, new invention, and you can see that this has become a new product, and you can actually sell. Right? This product is so what? So good. One thing is actually for beach goer, you find that it's very relaxed. Okay, you don't even have to bring along shoes or slippers. All is you have is a very compact size, a very thin slice of foot protectors. Okay, so very interesting concept. Okay, like I say, who knows, this might be the new norm. Okay, where beach goer, they will basically have all these uh, foot sole that is actually stick onto your foot, and that's good enough maybe. Very comforting. Well, technologies has also been up and coming. So you are seeing now a lot of technology disruption, a lot of digital disruptions, right? People are using technology, using ITs to basically enhance and make our living more effective, right? Make the way we do things, perform tasks much faster, error-free, and more convenience, right? People are doing away with counter services, right? You look at all these, right? These are basically embracing technologies, okay, using IT, right? They are all software application, computer programming, right? That is required, right, to automate the whole ticketing process, right? If you look at this, this is like the airline check-in counter services. So now no longer you need to have a long queue, okay, of services waiting for the counter at the counter to be served, right? Now you can do a self-checking kiosk, right, like this, self customer check-in kiosk, right? And then of course you have also got eateries, right, such as this, right, tasty meal vending machines, okay, that basically can run 24/7, right? Especially when you stay in a hostel, right? Last time when I stay in a university hall, right? We at night we usually stay until very late. We study until very late in the wee hours, and then sometimes we got hungry. But then the food court's not open, the canteen is not open. Now you got this right? Chef in the box, where you can just simply go there and then order a meal, okay, what, nasi lemak, okay, or mee goreng, okay, a hot dish of a meal that can actually be dispensed out from the vending machines, warm, right? So this is another innovations about, of course, like kind of taking away the manpower, and then now you replace by technologies, and of course the self-driven cars, right? Who knows, really, next time you might not even have any taxi drivers. Now taxi drivers might be out of job soon, right? So you can see that there are a lot of self-driven cars, okay, that is actually made available. So these are all digital disruption, digital improvement, and that is something that you can think of, right, as part of your business ideas, right? An idea to come up with a chef in the box or a self-service kiosk to serve people better, right? In the long run, there could be some productive increase in productivity, and also uh, some saving, okay, etc. Here are a lot more other example on disruptive innovations, right? So you can see there are a lot of invention that comes, and there are some basically disrupt the market, and then some of these products become obsolete, right? For example, now you don't see a lot of this 14-inch. I'm not too sure you guys have seen this 14-inch kind of a floppy disk, right? Now it's all being replaced by but thumb drive, okay? And even now seldom we use any of this thumb drive, right? We seldom use any of the thumb drive anymore, or zip drive. I used to have a lot of zip drive, floppy disk for 3.5-inch, but now you don't see as much of those. And then at one time there's a lot of other DVD, CD, okay, that we have, okay? But again, you don't see that. USB thumb drive used to be quite popular, and now what do we do with all our storage? Okay, what do? We basically store most of our uh, files on the cloud, right? On some platform, just like my videos. You see that most of my video, I basically put it on the YouTube, right? I don't even have a thumb drive, huh, to basically store some of this. Right? Basically, I store it in either Google Drive, Dropbox. Okay, so this is again technology disruptors, okay, that happen. So go on, take a look at some of these lists. There are a lot of technology come and go, just like the lighting system, right? So last time used to have the fluorescent lamp. Now you see that most of the households are using LED lights, because LED lights are uh, long lasting. Okay, it doesn't get heated up, right? If you look at LED light, after a while you touch, it's not hot, right? Compared to fluorescent lights, right? So, and fluorescent lights also flickers. LED light don't flickers, right? So these are advancement in technologies in uh, hardware as well, right? So similarly for display monitor, used to have a cathode ray tube, CRT, right over here, right? Used to have this, but now people are changing a lot more to LCD TV, right? Flat panel screen, which is smart, which is consume less electricity. So a lot of saving that is happening. So these are all a lot of disruptive innovations, right? So think about all these innovations that you can come up with, and you can basically start mapping out your business ideas and how you can basically uh, market some of this and grow your business. I'm sure you know this guy, hey, Jack Ma, right? Jack Ma is the founder and executive chairman of the Alibaba Group, right? So he also commented the importance of innovations, the importance uh, of embracing disruptions. If you don't embrace disruption, if you don't embrace changes, right, you're going to be left out from this world, right? So you need to progress, you need to upgrade, right? So we need to be creative enough, otherwise it's going to be very difficult to survive in this century, right? So this is from the wise word from this Jack Ma. So innovations, build a case, make it innovations. So in order to innovate, you also need to gather informations. You need to do your research. You need to do your due diligence, okay, to explore, okay, some of the things, or even do market survey. That's why we will have a session for you guys to do market survey, uh, and research, right? Try out some of these ideas and basically get ready to listen to critics so that you can improve. Get ready to listen to some feedback so that you can evolve your ideas to suit customers' satisfaction, to suit customers' requirements, right? Well, here is just some funny stuff, okay, where designs actually sometimes can go wrong, right? And how you can basically enhance. So it doesn't mean that you innovate, it can always be better. Some people design things that isn't right. So this just giving you, I look at this, right? This kind of a tiles, it might look good at certain angle, a certain viewpoint, but when you place it at different, when you actually implement it, you could find that it has more surprise, okay, that is given out, right? So it doesn't look that nice. In fact, it looks even more what, messy and dirty, right? Or even the staircase that can actually basically mislead you. Okay, you can't even tell too much, okay, because of design and all this combination of the colors. Okay? You find that these steps are really difficult to step down, right? Or even this, okay, the swimming costume. There was one done up by Singapore, right? So at one point, people thought it was a very nice design, but later on, when people actually wore it and when actually put in practice, okay, some point in such a big, okay, games event, I'm not too sure which game is this, like SEA Game or Olympic, you find that it's actually people, when people first look at it, they'll say, I think it's kind of disgusting to have this kind of design. It wasn't really appropriate, right? So think you have to be careful with some of your design, okay. Next, we want to move on to how do we go about performing unique value propositions. And this is what you're going to do in one of your lab exercise, where you have to think about what is your unique value thing that you can bring to your customers, the most important, the most critical success factors, okay, that people will choose you, right? So you need to stand out from the rest. You need to show up your unique value to the customer. Sometimes customer, they can't see what value are you bringing. So sometimes you really need to highlight. This is where you need to market it. You need to educate your customer so that they can see, oh yeah, I never thought about using your products in such a manner. Well, it's really interesting. I might want to try it, right? So this is something that you can think of. So obviously we're going to go through this business model canvas, okay, and the 9 components, okay, which we will discuss in the later chapters. But here, in one of the 9 components in the lean business model canvas, is usually there's actually right smack in the center is actually the single clear, appealing, compelling reason that you must state and tell your customers, okay, why is it that they must get your product? Why is it you must tell them what is the compelling reason for buying your product and why is it worthwhile, right? So you can see this is another creative products, okay, that's been developed, okay, for those people who like corns, like to eat corns. How do you basically get all these the corns out? So unique value proposition is basically a single clear comparing reasons, okay, that state why your ideas is so different from your competitors and why is it worth buying. Okay, so tell it to the customers. Sometimes, like I say, customer didn't see it, couldn't see your value, so you must highlight, you must really highlight to your customers, right? So this is again the USB connectors, one after another, so you don't even have to buy the USB extension. So what you need is just one cable, no need, right? So you do away with less of one products, less of one things to carry around. So this is like USB extension, right? Uh, so the stronger the value proposition, that will basically increase your chance of your making a sales, closing a sales, right? So if you have a weak value proposition, then people might not buy from you. Imagine your competitors, especially when you're doing business online, your competitors are just one click away, right? If your products is not so good, okay, they will just look for others. Your price isn't right, they'll just click away from your website and then go to another competitors of your competitors website. It's the same for any marketplaces, right? If I go on to, let's say, Taobao to buy certain things and I couldn't find the things, right? You couldn't find the things that you want, or even if you find the products that you want, but then you find that, hey, the pricing is much expensive than what you can get in Shopee, which is offering a discount as well as faster delivery, right? And with that in place, when two products are similar, when one is cheaper and one can actually ship to you better, which will you get? So you got to come up with a very good value propositions, right, to get people to buy from you. And if not, you're going to lose these customers. Think about it, yeah, right? So value proposition need to explain, right? It's very important. So you must, in a value proposition, you should tell how your product can solve your problem or improve the situation and what benefits customer can get from it. Why people should get from you and not from others, right? So and not to have some uh, just simply marketing jargons and that what might not be very true, or making a false statements, right? So here is also another very interesting concept, right? When you want to study, you find there's a lot of disturbance, so you can basically cover it yourself, okay, with maybe this nice little, looks like a sweater to me, right? So then when you have got this product, you find that you can focus better. You are immune to the disruptions around your vicinities, around the surrounding, right? So this, of course, is just a joke. So, but you can see that this could be a good design, right? So the elements of value proposition is you need to have a good headlines. Okay, sometimes you require a subtitle to basically help to explain, highlight to people. Okay, bring to their attention what are you offering, right? Put them in bullet form. Don't come up with long paragraph. And it's sometimes very difficult for people to read. Customers usually don't have time to read too much in details, right? So immediately you must highlight the three important points. Okay, so sometimes three is good enough. Most people give 3 points. If you give like 10 points, who can remember all the 10 points? Not many. Have some visual effects. Okay, show some videos. That's why later on, okay, you are required to come up with some viral video promotions. Okay, why do we need that? Because people, you don't give people, throw people a thick product brochures, right? You don't throw people a menu for them to read. Nowadays people don't look at the menu, they go to YouTube and see how to use your products, right? How to basically operate your products, right? So people like the visual effects. Okay, demonstrate to me, show me with images rather than using words, right? So the process of creating value propositions, here are the 3 steps. So of course sometimes you need to really think, okay, from the customer perspective, think from the customer angles, Right? Make a list of all the benefits the product can offer to the customer and not to you as a seller. So think from the customer viewpoint. That's very important first step. Okay, and then of course identify the value you can bring to your customers, and also make it clear that they are your target customers. They are an important client to you. So try to do some target customer segmentations. Why do you need to do customer segmentation? Because a lot of times companies don't have a lot of resources, right? They have limited money, they have limited resources. They need to ensure that their resources, limited budgets are used to target at the right audience, right? Otherwise, if they target at the wrong audience, target at the wrong customers, chances of closing the deal could be slimmer. You might be wasting time. Just like a very good example, you're trying to sell something to a baby, right? And the baby doesn't even understand what you're saying or know what they want, right? So you're wasting time trying to convince a baby to buy a product, right? Where you can basically spend more times, okay, in convincing, persuading an adult to buy your products, and chances is higher, right? So, so when drafting a unique value proposition, so go through the same questions, right? 3W: what, who, and why. What does your company sell? Who is your ideal target customer? And what is the pain points? Right? Pain points are like the problems. Right? We'll also talk about this: the pain, the gain of the customers, and how you come up with a pain reliever, or how you come up with a, a gain creators, okay, for your customers in your value propositions. Right? So very important. Okay, how does your products, not just product, it can also be offering tuition services, right? Why is that tuition services? Because you're not selling product, but you're selling your services, your knowledge by uh, tutoring, okay, a child on how to score better, to teach, right? Just like what I'm doing right now, I'm actually providing education services, right? There's no product that's been sold, but basically it's my time, it's my expertise that I try to pass to you guys, right? And you're paying for such services. So same thing for your projects. You not necessarily you must come up with a product. Okay, you can also come up with some services that you can provide, that you can offer. But the point is how you're going to make your services, market your services to be valuable, to be able to sustain the business in the long run, and be able to earn a decent revenue from it. So what makes a good value propositions? Clarity must be very clear, easy to understand, easy to consume. Okay, communications must be good. Okay, specific. Don't waste customer time. Customers are very impatient people, right? So go straight to the point, be direct, and be truthful. Explain the differences between your products and others, and why is it better, right? And be able to hopefully get a very convincing talk from them. Okay, so here are some great examples, okay, of all these businesses. I leave it to you to read them. So like Shopify, they have marketing slogan like this: Shopify is everything you need to sell everything everywhere, right? So it's just what you need. You don't need others anymore, right? So have some convincing statement to tell them, right? Look no further. I'm your solutions. I'm your products. Take it or you will regret it, right? Product features, right? So sometimes you might need to print certain thing, right? To like brochures where you need to highlight your product features. Okay, so this is like a 3D printers, right? I used to own a 3D printers, and it's a interesting product. So this is the value proposition canvas that you will basically adopt, right? So this is one of the design. Okay, so it's actually a very simple canvas. Okay, and I hope you guys will be doing this exercise. Okay, to basically tell us, okay, currently what's the customer's task that needs to do, and what is the, or sometimes what is the gains that can, that customers or benefits customers are looking for. When customers look for products, they're looking for some benefits. They're looking for something that they can use it so they can make uh, their work more productive, right? So that's the gains, or it's some pains that they have. So it could be a problem, right? Or it could be a benefits that the customers they are looking for. This is the customer side. Then of course you are supposed to come up with the solutions, the ideas, the products, or the services that can basically uh, like a gain creator to create the gains that the customers are looking for. So that's why you have this, what is the gain and how you create that gain creator, right? So your product must be the one that offer the gains, okay, that the consumer can take or consume. Or if it's a problem, that's a pain, right? It can be either gain or pains that customers are looking for. So if you have the problem, this is where some people basically address some of these business ideas by first what, stating your problem statements, right? So this is always the problem, what's the pain, right? But we have another one which is actually what are the things that you're looking for, what's the gain that you're looking for, what's the happiness that you're looking for, and if you can create that happiness, that's good, right? So like for example, I'm looking for I don't have a problem, I'm looking for somebody who can make me happier, right? So what's the thing, or make me more relaxed? Okay, so I might want to look for spas, right? So they have a spas treatments that can basically offer you the happiness that you're looking for, right? So it's something like this. So that's the gain, right? Problems, of course, the problem statements, and how you can come up with a pain reliever to solve their problem. So pain reliever is some solution to their problems, right? So when there's a map, then there's a match in the product fits, right? This is where we talk about product fits. The product actually fits the customer's needs or their demands, right? And what is the product's features? So you basically write it out here. I think I have an example over here to basically illustrate. So you can see this is actually a case, okay, that talk about coming up with a taxi smartphone applications, right? Somebody come up with a smartphone application. Remember, the first thing is the customers, right? The customer. So what's the problem right now? Okay, the customer is having, they need to call for a taxi. They couldn't find a taxi. They need to have a way to book a cab, right? They need to stand by the roadside to wait for a cab. They go look for a cab, and sometimes on the cab they have to give directions, etc. So this is the task, okay, the customer have to perform without your app, for example, right? Then of course you come up with an app, say, hey, we can come up with a cab booking services, mobile booking services, or app, right? Taxi smartphone app. So this is the product that you come up with. So what does it solve, right? So the gains, of course, why do you want to take a cab? Because we want to arrive at some place on time, or maybe you want to have a relax, okay, professional, so you have this. Then looking for professional driver because you don't know how to drive, right? Then what's this taxi smartphone? They can actually help you to save time, okay, by getting you a cab using their app. So you can save time, and this save time is basically the gain creator, okay? Because having this taxi smartphone app, now you can book a cab easily anytime, okay, without having to call a cab operator, right? Imagine last time when I call a cab operator, every time I call the taxi hotline, I get into engage mode, right? And waiting for the operator to pick up my phone. After picking up the handphone, okay, I have to tell her, the operators, all the necessary things, okay, that I need, from where to where. I'm going from this place to that place, at what time I need the cab, etc. So going through the hassle, but now you can basically save all those time by using this app, by doing a very simple app that can do a very good match, and they can actually find, okay, a cab easily, right? When you call operator, the operator will say, okay, I got your details, please hold on for a while, and they start calling the cab, okay, and then they try to find the best match for you. But now with a smartphone app, they can basically match make, okay, the taxi and yourself, okay, the customers easily. So that you can see that there is actually a gain created by your this app, and that basically map, okay, that basically map, you can see all this arrow is basically is like mapping to the gains that you're looking for, right? Or it could also be the pain. What is the problem that you have? You wait a very long time for the cab, and then the cab is sometimes overcharged. They go by the long road, right? And you have to compete with other customer for a same cab, etc. So that is your problem, the pain that you have. And with this app, you have what? What do you have for each of these pain that you have? I got a pill. I got pain reliever for your problem. Okay, so that's where I offer instant booking, right? You don't have to wait long time, because my smartphone has a very good matching logic and a quick fast matching logic, and they can basically map to your do a direct match, okay, for your where you want to go to where you want to arrive at, as well as the time that you need, right? And be able to assign a good taxi driver to you, okay, so you can book the taxi, so you don't have to compete with your other customers, right? And maybe with all this smartphone app, you basically arrive at what? A fixed cost, fixed taxi fare, right? Last time when I take a taxi, right, you run on metering, right? You don't even know how much you need to pay. But with all this smart app nowadays, with the Grab, immediately you know how much you're going to pay, right? If you want to go from Ang Mo Kio to Boon Lay, right, you know it's $15, right? So that's a fixed price, and it will be very comforting as you take the ride, and you make sure that you got enough change also, right? Last time when I take a cab, like I say, it's a metering. Sometimes you get into a jam, and the metering keep ticking away, and my heartbeat keep ticking away, right? So when you thought that you're gonna cost you $15, but because you get into a jam, or the taxi driver go in the longer route, you end up having to pay more, right? And get overcharged by the taxi. So you got this problem, right? Or you run out into not enough money to pay, right? Okay, because you thought that it's only $15 and you only got $15. So when you finally arrive, the taxi fare come out to be about $20. Okay, so you don't feel that good. So that's the pain. So this is how you would do a value proposition canvas, and I hope with this example, it will help you, okay, to draw out or paint out something like this, a very one page, okay, very visual, to tell people about your value, okay, of your business idea. So think about your group business idea and how you can translate it into a pictorial form like this, in point forms, to tell people, highlight people straight away about your value propositions of your group ideas, your business ideas, right? So it's a one page, so easy to read, so easy to tell people what's your gain creator, what is your pain reliever, right? So with that, I think I will end today's chapter. So I will see you again in the next chapter. So today's chapter is on business idea creations and also value propositions, okay, proposal that you can come up with. Okay, thank you very much for your attention.